Hello, everybody. Ben from Florida here, coming to you with another how-to League of Legends tutorial video. Today, I'm going to be talking about item sets. So, in-game, when I click on the shop, or if I click on my money down here, it brings up the shop menu. And up here, this is how it usually looks when you pick Rise, and you go to the recommended section. And you see that there's kind of like a build order here. Like you get as starting items, then you get as essential items, and then you have choice offense or defense, and then at the bottom they put all the consumables they recommend with Rise. These are made by Riot Games, and most of the recommended are pretty good. However, you might not want to use the recommended if, for instance, you have a build that you like a little bit better. Or if you pick a champion who usually belongs in the jungle doing jungle things, a lot of the starting items and the essential items will be things for specifically jungling, and they won't help you very much in lane. However, instead of, say, I wanted to do something unique with Rise, like say, instead of starting with Sapphire Crystal, I wanted to start with Fairy Charm. Well, I would have to go to all items, then I would have to go into magic, down to mana regen, and then go buy a fairy charm, like that. However, there is a better way. From the recommended, even though no fairy charm is here, I can make my own recommended builds and call them whatever I want. So I made one called Rise. And then I started myself off with these items here for the starting items. Here's my first recall item, so the first time I go back. This is my middle game items, and this is my late game items. And yeah, it's not that great of a build for Rise, and I wouldn't recommend this build. However, I just wanted to display how easy it is, so that when I go out and I fight, and I do my things, and then I recall, and I come back, then I can click the shop, or click my money. I'll click the shop this time. But all of my stuff is still here, and I don't need to go digging through the all items. I have mine on icon view, but you can, this is icon view, but you can have it on list view as well, so either way. But anyways, better than going through all items. You're better off using your own custom, like your own pre-made item set, rather than having to navigate through the all items. So I'll show you how to make one of these. I'm going to cut the video here and then swap in like another video. I'm going to edit it in. So I'll see you at the item set page. So back again, I'm at the League of Legends, I guess the browser or the home menu. But up here in the top right, you can see the little button for the summoner profile. Just click on that, and then you come down into your item sets, which is this tab right here. So click item sets, and then you can go over here to the plus sign, which is over here, and click that. And as you see down here, I've got my little Rise pre-made, but now I'm going to make another one called Custom Item Set 2, but I'm going to rename it, and I'll make one for Ashe. So I'll type in A-S-H-E. And then down here I can say, oh, I only want it to be, well, it probably looks like this when you start, and this is how it should look. However, if you click the Maps and Champions tab, you can choose specific maps for this item set. Yes, I'll do that. I'll say just on Summoner's Rift, and choose specific champions for this item set. So I'll just make sure that I only use this item set for Ashe. That way you don't have all your item sets popping up at you when you're trying to select an item set for Ashe. So let's see if we can make an item set for her. So I click the items tab again, and then I can go here and search all the different items that I want to. So I can scroll, and right now I've only selected the ability power item, so I'll uncheck that box. So if you wanted something that gives you health and armor for Ashe, you could click health and then click armor, and see how it gets rid of a lot of the gold income button goes away, because there are no health, armor, gold income items all together in one. However, there are some health and armor, and even like magic, health regen items, and also magic. I guess it's the same item, Guardian's Horn. But if I click damage, you'll see it brings me the Lightbringer. And not all these items can be used on Summoner's Rift, like the Lightbringer. So see on the bottom here, it says at the very bottom of this item, it says this item is not available on the following maps, Summoner's Rift. So I'm not going to pick the Lightbringer. However, I may, instead of starting with Ashe's recommended Doran's Blade, I may start her out with something like, let's just go through all the items. I'll start her out with a health potion, maybe a stealth ward, and then maybe the first green trinket. I like the green trinket the best. That's just me. But maybe the green trinket, and I still got a little bit of money, so maybe like a fairy charm or something. So that'll be my starting items for Ash. And then I can create a new block of items if I want to, and I can name it anything I want. I can name it First Recall, or I could name it anything I want. So I'll call it First Recall, I guess. So First Recall. And then after my First Recall, I might want to grab Boots of Speed. And I may also want to grab something like a dagger. And then maybe something like, if I can afford this much stuff, which would be awesome, maybe like a Vampiric Scepter. And then maybe on I'll create another block and call it Second Recall. So the second time that I come back from lane, if I have enough money, hopefully I can build these items. So maybe I'll put in the Berserker Greaves. And I'll drag in, let's see, what else do I want? Maybe like I'll search for an item. So I'll go attacked by damage and lifesteal. So what did damage and lifesteal? So I say, oh, Sanguine Blade, that'd be great, but see, it says that it's not available on Summoner's Rift, so I can't pick Sanguine Blade because it's not, well, I can, but it just won't let me build it in Summoner's Rift. But I could pick the Bloodthirster, so that's something that I might build, and maybe Blade of the Ruined King, which would be really good for my second recall. However, like, I can just make these item sets as much as I want. I can keep putting in different items, like, I think I can even put in items twice. Let's try it out. So I can put in 2 Hextech Gunblades if I want to. So, whatever you want, you know, so... But anyways, this is just an example of how to make an item set, and then at the end of your item set, you would just press the Save button. So I just press Save. So now I've got an Ash item set and a Rise item set. But then I start playing the game a little, and I realize, oh, my Ash item set, that would work great for also, like, Misfortune and maybe like Graves. So I type in AD carry. So I realize, like, oh, it's good for all AD carries, so attack damage carries. So then I would go into maps and champions, and instead of just having Ash selected, I could go through and select a few more AD carries I like Caitlyn and Corki and Draven, and we'll do Graves. And then we'll say I like one more AD carry. Let's see if I can find one. There's Lucian. So there's some AD carries that I like. So then all I have to do is press Save. Now, if I play as any of those 6 champions that I selected, on the top left of the shop, I should have a little recommended button with an arrow, and if I click the arrow, I should be able to pick the AD carry page. So I could also make another item set, and it could be called let's say for some reason I like to play Draven in top lane, so I like to play Draven in top. So I might also make one called Top Lane Draven. And then I would make that item set good for maybe Draven only. And then when I picked Draven to play him in game, and I went to the shop and I clicked on the top left button to choose one of the item sets, it would give me the options recommended, which is Riot Games' item set for Draven, and then I could get my AD carry page, the one that I just made, or I could pick the top Draven item set that I make. And you can have, I don't know how many item sets you can make, but you can make quite a few, and you can save them. I think you might be able to save like 20 item sets or something. But definitely recommend making item sets. That way you're not digging around in the all items page of the shop when you're in game, because that'll waste time, and it's much more effective to just know what you're going to build and stick to it and keep a build order consistent. And sometimes I find myself trying to memorize a build order, and then I start going in game, and then I realize, oh my gosh, I forgot to buy my boots. So if I can't run fast, it's like, what's the point of having all these other great items if I can't even move? So if you forget to buy boots, that's not good. So using item sets can be helpful. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. This has been Ben from Florida.